Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Network Africa. Let's bring you back the story about a popular Zambian newspaper who's been shut down because of its critical angle of storytelling against the government, according to reports. Well, the newspaper had been closed, according to reports again, because of its critical editorial policy. In April, police briefly detained 2 Post journalists over a story quoting an opposition leader as saying President Edgar Lungu had used public funds to pay for a holiday.
What is the motivation? It's corruption. It's to rig elections. The Post has been reporting these issues. So closing down the Post using state institutions is reminiscent. It's a sign of dictatorship, a brutal regime that is afraid of exiting from office because citizens are fed up with poor delivery. So it is unacceptable in today's world to close a media organization.
We think that this will reduce transparency of government actions. And I do think that the international community, the Zambian people, and all the observers are clearly seeing that the actions of government are only intended to pursue political capital rather than treat Zambians fairly. While the Post may have obligations, which we hear they have actually met already, we think that government must treat all citizens fairly.
People are very affected by this move and totally think it's a political act. Given the fact that in August we'll be having our elections, it's very vital that the Post should be open because people need to be expressing themselves at this moment.
Imagine being fast asleep and then being attacked by, all of a sudden, a dangerous animal in the wild. That's just a description. Well, that's exactly what happened to a 15-year-old South African boy. The young lad was asleep in a tent at the world-famous Kruger National Park in South Africa when he woke up to find a hyena around his jaw. The animal dragged him by the collar of his pajamas top before sitting on him. Well, park officials say the boy was rushed to a hospital where he received medical treatment. Apparently, the hyena had crawled through a hole in a perimeter fence to enter the camp. Really scary there. Well, the first consignment of aid shipment by the UN World Food Programme has passed through Eritrea's main port. It's actually the first in a decade. Diplomats say the WFP scaled back its presence 10 years ago after a row over distribution of food assistance, while continuing with a few small projects in Eritrea. The poor but fiercely self-reliant nation, which won independence from Ethiopia in 1991 and fought a war with its former ruler after that, has snubbed some international aid in the past, saying it wanted to avoid a culture of dependence. But the shipments this month of 1,100 tons of sorghum for South Sudan through its main Massawa port was the first cargo to land in Eritrea since 2006. Well, WFP officials called it a pilot shipment to test Massawa's efficiency and cost a route for aid to South Sudan compared with other routes through Sudan or Kenya. It was also a test of the underused Eritrean port as an alternative to the congested facilities in neighboring Djibouti, which has been used to supply aid to South Sudan and Yemen on the other side of the Red Sea. About 30 people forced their way into Spain's North African enclave of Melilla on Sunday. A local government officials declared that as true, one of few successful attempts to storm the border so far this year, following increased patrols and security. Spain has 2 enclaves in Morocco, Ceuta and Melilla, and migrants from all over Africa regularly try to reach them by climbing the triple barriers that separate them from Morocco, or even swimming along the coastline. After thousands of migrants crossed from Africa to the enclave in 2014 and 2015, Spain last year stepped up security at the Melilla border. Although there is no official data as we speak, just a few dozens are believed to have made it so far in 2016. Well, the migrants chanted victory, victory as they arrived at the short-stay immigrant center, where they usually stop for a few weeks before they seek to reach continental Spain and either stay there or travel throughout Europe. Well, that will be all in our programs today. Thanks a lot for watching. I am Adeshawa Josh, and I'll see you again.